I know that you at V12 are really also working diligently for your clients to work through your own media network and also develop audiences in preparation for that. And again, with your, I think, rich set of data that surrounds movers and households, I think it's a really interesting play and a really interesting way to support, your own customers and clients. And I think you're going about it really interesting. Can you just share with us what that looks like for a couple minutes? And then I think we'll be ready to move on to questions from our audience.
Yeah, that's great. And it could probably be a good example to understand how these are related. You're exactly right, Lucy. We looked at our agency services and saw the same thing. If brands need to invest in first-party data, we can enable that as a service, right? And so there's certain elements that means is like, if you're going to move to an audience planning state from a media planning state, then you need something that's scalable, and you'll need to be able to measure to know where the efficiencies are, and you'll need to be able to connect it addressable. That entire universe, not a part of it, that entire universe to all the channels that you can efficiently reach them in, which on a consumer consented network is possible. And then the rich descriptive data to make it relevant and then trainable, right? So as we know, we have marketing tactics. Not every program goes to your 100% of your consumer base. Some go to a very select amount that responsive to it. And you have to be able to use that scalability to use predictive analytics to say, hey, this rich spend needs to go to this 12% because they score above this response model. And that's what we mean by trainable. So we call that a smart audience because it's the full US qualified to you as a brand as to who your target consumer is. And if you go to the next, I'll try to be brief, Lucy, but if you go to the next slide, Larissa, we can map that through to our media network strategy. As we talked about Porch and that software as a software that they use, that they offer to brands in and around home services and the move, right? They have always monetized that off helping brands advertise those consumers rather than charging a fee base to those businesses that were using that software to run the front end and the back end of their office. And there's rich value to the consumers for that, because as you're moving through the cycle from planning the move to post-move to settling into your house over that first year, if you want those relevant brands in front of you and those promotions, you want to be able to see them. So we at Porch Media Network are doing that same thing. Is we're taking Maggie Harris, that millennial mover, and helping to map her through both the open inventory out there on the open web and connected TV, combined with private channels that we have to communicate with her, that allows you to do branded programs, and we can hold that accountable, through a through sales matchback and those rich KPIs.
Yeah,
I think that's probably appropriate level. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I think it's incredible, and you certainly have a rich set of data that's unique, versus maybe some of your data competitors to really support your customers and clients in this area.